All right, so clearly it's not always going to make sense to draw out those tiles. So let's look at a faster way. Now, if I take the equation x minus 4 equals 9, to get that x equals statement, I need to eliminate the 4. So I'm going to use the opposite of negative 4, positive 4, and then that'll give me x plus 0, or just x on the left side. And I have to add it to the other side as well to keep it as an equation. Again, notice I added 4 to both sides. Okay, so now I'm claiming that x is the same as 13, so I'm going to take my original equation and just plug in 13 and see if it works. As it turns out, I get 9 equals 9, which of course I know is a true statement. So I know I have the correct answer. Now, let's look at an example that involves multiplication or multiple groups of x. So here I have 2x, so I'm going to draw out those 2x tiles. 2 equal sized groups on the left, and then I have 10 units on the right. Now, if you notice, I grouped those up to where I have 2 equal sized groups on the right and left. So if I kind of circle each of those groups, I have 2 groups on the left, and I have 2 groups of 5 on the right. Well, that means that if I divide or split those up, each one of those groups has to be equal to 5. So division is, again, we don't always think about it this way, just taking the number of groups that we have and, well, dividing them and making sure that both sides have that same number of groups. So 2 groups of 5 gives me 10. Now, again, let's look at the shorter way. We're not going to do it with tiles every way. That's just a visual representation. So here we have the opposite of 3, or negative 3 x's, right? So if I want to have 1x, I know that negative 3 divided by negative 3 is going to give me 1, and we'll see that in a second here. Okay, but if I divide one side by negative 3, then I have to divide the other side by negative 3, thereby making it the same number of groups and opposite. Okay, works out to 1x equals negative 5. So we're going to do our check step one more time here. Plug in what we claim is the value of x, negative 5. Negative 3 times negative 5 is, of course, 15. 15 equals 15. I know that I have the correct answer.